Welcome everyone on YouTube. If you're here live or if you're watching it sometime in the far or distant future of mankind. We, welcome everyone on there I go. I'm gonna if you're here live or if you're watching mute it that sometime now. In the Okay, I have to mute that. So welcome everyone on YouTube, and we will be sitting for a few minutes today together. And we've had a lovely conversation early on with some people who showed up here around changing habits and how mindfulness can help you do that. And mindfulness is really a witnessing practice. It's about witnessing our thoughts, witnessing our sensations, uh, witnessing, mm, you know, anything that this conscious mind gets to experience, but learning how to distance ourselves a bit from it, right? The witnessing stance is that you're standing apart from it. You're not inside of it. You're not in the storyline. So what I remind people when we get into the meditation is that the mind will wander. The mind is actually wired to wander. That's its job. There's a part of our mind that is its job is to keep scanning. And it does that for survival. Yay, it's scanning for saber-toothed tigers. But there are no saber-toothed tigers where we're sitting. So we get to, and here's where the real practice is. Everyone thinks the practice is about having no thoughts or having no sensations that distract us. That's not what the practice is about. The practice is actually about returning to the witnessing perspective with love and kindness towards the self, towards the mind that wanders. We all want to punish the mind that wanders, or we all want to punish. We were speaking a little earlier here about the mind that craves, or the body, the emotions that craves, or the nervous system that's in a craving loop. Maybe it's sugar, maybe it's Netflix, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's sex, alcohol, maybe it's anger, whatever it is. We have lots of ways: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Depression can also be, clinical depression can be a way of moving away, kind of freezing. Procrastination is in the freezing category too. We were talking about how the nervous system, when it's doing its little thing unconsciously, we need to find a way to give ourselves an alternative to those actions. And so, witnessing the craving, witnessing the procrastination, witnessing the fawning for those of us who are codependent, and we are a basket of fawning tricks, which is, how can I do something to make this person love me so that they won't abandon me? That's kind of the codependent thing. So today we're going to practice some silent meditation. I'm going to ring the bell. And when I do that, I hit the bell once. We call it waking the bell. And hold on a second. I'm just getting my microphone here. Here we go. I will be waking the bell, and then I will ring the bell. And we'll sit then in some silence. And I'm going to let you remember to remind yourself to come back when you notice the mind has wandered and that you suddenly see that you're in Disneyland, or you've gone shopping, or you're having an argument. Again, you're rehashing the argument you just had with your spouse or mother. Just noticing that and kindly, really lovingly going, it's okay. We're going to come back to the breath right now, or whatever I'm asking you to focus on, but we'll start with the breath today. All right, it's 20 minutes after the hour. We are going to sit for about 15 minutes total today. Here we go. And I'm just going to gently remind you to sit in such a way that your spine is not stiff or, tight, but that you're sitting straight up and down, and that your hands are either in your lap or on your thighs. And let's just begin by focusing on the breath, which means just your organic breathing, noticing either how your torso is moving in and out, up or down, or you can also focus on the temperature of the air that's moving in and out of your nostrils. And so we'll begin with that. Remember, the practice is being very kind to the mind that wanders when you notice it, and letting your focus come back to the breathing, your breath. Bringing your focus back to your breathing gently, kindly. And if you want to give your mind something to do, you can label what you're witnessing. You can say sensation, or if your mind wanders to the future, you can say planning or future. Or if your mind dwells on the past, you can just say past. Gently returning to the breath. I'm going to invite you to let an image of someone or something that you love easily, unconditionally, that fills you with joy and warmth when you imagine their face. It could be a person, a loved one, a pet, a place, a group of people, but really a place that is easy to let your heart open to them or to it. And just witness the heart opening, what that feels like to bring warmth to the heart. And let's send this heart space out to the world, first to that person or thing or place, sending love to them. Sending love to your neighbors, even if they're not all people that you love in some way, but just sending neutral love out to the humanity of your neighbors, those in your town or city. The land, letting that extend out to maybe the state you live in or region. And letting this love, this open-heartedness, loving kindness send out across the country and the continent and the hemisphere, and then the entire globe, and all the regions and biospheres and land masses, all that is breathing and all that is material, even the man-made stuff, all the amazing things that this human mind has conjured and created. May it be used in ways that support all life on Earth. And then find a place within yourself that needs some of this love. It might just be a vague sensation or a part of you that might be struggling. Letting that love reach that part. And seeing all those in your circle of love, family, friends, those who know you and really see you, letting their love exchange with your love and support this part of you that needs a little love today. We'll end this meditation with the sound of the bell. Welcome back as we come back into our spaces, just noticing the quality of light that you have around you right now, letting that be soft and hold you. And so I just want to let those of you who are here in the space and also those of you on YouTube who are watching, I just want to share that I have a community online called Humans on the Verge. And we invite people to come and just be a part of our broader community. We have Monday through Friday a daily practice time. I do not lead the practice. My partner, Holly, leads it. And it's a chance for those of us in the United States. We do it at 8 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific. So for you, Charlene, that would be 5 p.m. But it is an hour practice where Holly, she is our creative freedom leader, coach, teacher. She's amazing. She's a person who coaches writers, unblocks them, gets them in love with what they're doing again. She has a process called Loving the Process. She leads the space. So there are a lot of writers in the space, but all sorts of people show up in that daily practice each day, sometimes to uh, get some work done, get something that they've put on the procrastination list done. But it's a lovely place. We usually about 6 to 10 people show up. We show up a few minutes early, little chat if you want to. Holly shows up, draws a card for inspiration, walks us through it, sends us off for about 55 minutes. We go off and do our whatever it is. Certainly it could be meditation. Um, and then we come back and we just say, how'd that go? And she just asks a few questions. And then we've done this almost hour of practice a day, whatever it is. And these little things that actually David and Charlene and I were talking about earlier are what we're all looking to do is to integrate um, some things into our life that it's hard to concentrate right now in the world. So it gives a way to do that and with community. So if you're interested in that, you can always go to the Humans on the Verge website, humansontheverge.com. And I think in the YouTube thing here, I have a little link to that space. It's 25 bucks a month, totally super easy. You get lots of time and you get some discounts to some of the offerings we do throughout the year. And you'll be in the space so you can see the free events we do too. If you're on my mailing list, you know about those already. But this in about a month, actually, let me see what date it is. I'm going to do my gathering the gifts that I do every year. I've been doing it for years. Um, it's on the 20th of December this year. And it's a chance to do a little process where we look at the entire year and we gather the gifts. We actually gather the things that um, we don't normally give ourselves credit for. We forget to give ourselves credit for, or to see how much we actually um, did do with our momentum and our progress and stuff like that. For me, I'm a person who just, the minute I do something, I don't give myself enough credit. So I've learned to like pat myself on the back and learn how to do that. And I teach others to do, I encourage others to do that. Certainly people that we work with and I work with. So it's a chance to do that because I forget. And so we have you go through your calendar and your pictures and your social media feeds and remember like, oh yeah, we did that thing and that was so fun. Or oh yeah, fucking A, I wrote that paper or I started my podcast, which I did. So, it just it's to remind ourselves that we are here and we are doing our life. And, maybe on a year like this year, it's all gone a little wonky for most of us, and we're maybe not as focused and we're not as able to get some things moving or going because of the uncertainty there is. But it's really important to do. I always feel like a different person when I do it. I always feel like I have kind of like put my pieces back together or something. So we'll be doing that on the 20th of December. And then we have a like kind of a part two for that in January, uh, which is not free, but it's super low cost. It's called Light Your Year on Fire, where we then do some dreaming forward and we do some imaginal. I always do a little imaginal journey with people. So we go into the deep imagination and work with some archetypes and whoever, what kind of figures show up there to kind of be our guides and maybe our companions for the year. So we source from this deep, imaginative, really resourced place. Because of my master's in Jungian psychology, I love working with the deep imagination that way and work with active imagination. So in January, then we do a little looking forward because we've just collected the past and I'm going to look forward. And as much as I'm not a person who feels super like comfortable with declaring goals or things like that's not my jam. I'm not a goal person. I'm not like a big accountability person. It's just I've kind of learned that's not who I am and it's not what my focus is. But I am the kind of person that likes to kind of feel into like what wants to be born this year. And everyone has their own way of kind of doing this kind of future casting. Some people get very specific and need a very specific goal and that's how they're designed, which yay. Me, not so much. A little more somatic-y. What's the feeling? How do I want to feel in it? And almost like you can feel like which direction your future is opening up to. I know that sounds a little crazy and woo-woo to some of you people, but that's just how I'm wired. That's how I do it. Uh, so no matter what it is really amazing when you can sit down and give that to yourself. Like dream forward a bit, especially if you're a creative or if you're building something in the world. This is how we get it done. It comes as an idea or an image or a sensation or an urge or a must, and then we tend to it as if we would tend to a garden or a child. We need to nurture these things, and we nurture it through time and attention. That's how we nurture these things. And how it's going to end up and exactly look and where it's going to be, we can't know that, but we can know enough to like what's the direction and what's the first step? What's what what's needed first? What's needed now? Like I love asking that question. What's needed now? Um, so that's what we do with Light Your Year on Fire. Uh, and it's great. It's our community, our built-in Humans on the Verge community shows up. A lot of my friends show up to do the work because it's so potent. We used to do it in this room with just friends and light a candle and do our own little ritual and stuff like that for the gather the gifts and the new year. So it's a little way to kind of bridge the new year as we slowly crawl out of the solstice that we're heading towards. Of course, Charlene and her part of the world, she's in the southern hemisphere. They're crawling out of the darkness. They're in springtime. They're about to go full on summer in the light, full solar and all of that. Different experience. And yet it's December. It's Christmas. I have to go visit the Southern Hemisphere so I can experience this, the turvy of the topsy-turvy, because I love that. I love that we have these concrete ideas about things, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's your side of the world, girl, not mine. Anyway, so I just wanted to share a little bit about my community. Really, 2025 has been such a shit show. That one thing I have really come to understand is that it it has really helped me, not just in the Humans on the Verge community, because I'm kind of a leader there and I hold space for others and I show up like this also. Of course, I have my own communities that feed me in my own way, but I'm always so honored to be able to hold space for community where a lot of people, we have about 30 real kind of regular people there who are really fed by the relationships and the conversations we get to have over there. And of course, we have, you know, courses and things like that too. But just the community alone to be in a non-social media, non-Facebook group type of community, um, where people are just doing their lives and working on it, and they're self-aware people, and they're working on themselves, and they're curious, and they're hungry, um, but they're also spiritually diverse. So it's and smart. They're all smart and funny because I guess that's a requirement. And I don't mean like laugh out loud funny, but we all have like a about us. We all have a way of looking at the world. If you follow me, then you probably have a way of looking at the world that's both big-hearted but also a little questioning all the time. So that is part of our community too. But we don't get political or anything like that there. It's a really nice safe haven from the insanity, actually. So I just wanted to share that just from my heart a little bit here. I want to thank Charlene and David and Sue for showing up here today with me to sit. And want to just give some space to you and David and Charlene and Sue, if you guys have any comments about the meditation or any observations, any ahas that happened for you, or a question. I would love to just open the floor to that, in case anybody wants to say anything.
This is Sue. I just came up with a quick mantra, past or future. I was going in my head a little bit.
Yeah, right. That's either what it's going to be, right? It's either if you're not in the moment, you're either in the past or the future for sure. Yeah, that's great. Love that. Well,
Hi, Kelly. Um, what I thought was the meditation was actually really appropriate for today because I think it's International Kindness Day, and that whole
ah,
sharing of our heart with the whole world, I thought was
mm.
very appropriate today.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. I love that. It was. And that is that is part of the tradition I come from the Thich Nhat Hanh mindfulness tradition. And so really sending loving kindness out into the world is a big part of the Buddhist practice. And because we are here witnessing the suffering, first of all, the suffering in here, all that, but then when we get steady enough on our cushion, we can really open heart and mind and just witness the suffering of the world. It doesn't mean we need to rush in and fix it and save people and things like that. We should do what we can to alleviate and ease suffering. But that's lovely. Thank you for telling me that. I love knowing that. All right, everyone. It was wonderful to hang out with you. I'm going to go and move some horse tack around. We're opening our barn soon. Well, after the rains here this week, we'll see what happens. But our barn that burned down during the LA fires will be opening in the next month or so. And so we've got a bunch of horse tack to get through. Not, I don't own the barn, I just ride there, but I'm helping out. So I'm off to do that. So you guys have a great day. I will see you next week. But then know that the following week is Thanksgiving and we will not be having a meditation on American Thanksgiving Day. So, but I will see you all next week if you show up. All right. So